What is up? Welcome to Dawg Days. I'm your host, Enrique, and the purpose of the podcast is simple. It's designed to give you the tools to stay dialed in mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thank you for those who've been supporting me. You find us on Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Let's get into it. And if you hear something you like, share if you care. So what was I going to talk about for this episode? It had to be mental health, because what I found is that life is great. Everything's great when things are going great. But what happens? What do you do when things aren't going great? And it seems like people only reach out and get help once they're down bad tremendously. I was told the breakthrough comes after the breakdown. And why do we have to wait for something bad to happen before we take care of our mental health? Why does it take someone going to the hospital and going to a psych ward for someone to take action? Why does it take someone contemplating taking their life for us to actually start talking about these things? 80% of people who take their lives are male. Guys don't talk about it, but they find other things to fill the void and help them escape their reality, whether it's drugs, alcohol, violence, sex, you name it. And I was always told that the one thing you have control of is your mind. Viktor Frankl is the author of A Man's Search for Meaning. He's a psychologist back in Germany in the early 1900s. 9 months after getting married, he was sent to a concentration camp. You might have heard of Auschwitz. Not fun, but he survived. And what he said after going through all that torment, seeing all those people dying, terrible treatment, is that these people could do whatever they want to you, but the one thing they cannot take is your mindset. Take what you focus on. Your mind is the one thing you have control of. But we live in a world where it seems like everybody's mental health sucks. Rate yours on a scale of 1 to 10. So today's episode is going to be why your mental health sucks and a couple dog tricks to take back control. So let's get into it. First off, we got to talk about the digital elephant in the room. It got to be social media. And don't get me wrong, love social media. It's created a lifestyle for so many people out there. But we see how it's hurt people's brains and how it's made people depressed or anxious or compare themselves to everybody, to the point where you have to turn off the notifications. Highly recommend turning off your notifications. Or you find you need to take a break and you delete the app entirely. So remember, hey, I was born in 99. Remember when we used to play outside? Remember when our parents used to drag us inside at dark because we'd spend all day playing in the street, playing in the field? I truly believe that we are the last generation to play outside. We got iPad kids now. We got those Apple little things going on your face that, you can just do your little swipe thing. You don't have to be with people anymore. You can just Snapchat them. And that's all the communication you need. We got the dating apps. You no longer need to go up and approach a woman when you could just shoot a clever DM in Instagram or your Hinge or your Tinder. And I truly believe that this is something that's hurting people's mental health. Social media. One thing I want to talk about social media is when you start a new account as a guy, the algorithm knows what guys want, all right? They'll show you funny videos, people making fettuccine alfredo, and you see girls doing their gym day, happens to be glute workout day. You see all these big booty Instagram girls, and you get roped into it. You don't want to be that guy that's following all these Instagram models that, one, don't know you, and two, don't even follow you back. It's a big waste of time, and it's kind of preventing you from finding another girl, an actual partner in life. And by seeing all these naked women on social media, it can make you feel like, man, all these women are beautiful. I never have a chance. And it gives you a false sense of despair, thinking that, man, all these women are beautiful. They look like this, where when you don't know, they're probably using Facetune, or they're tweaking their videos or their images to not look like what they look in real life, to get more followers, get more fans. Don't become a fan. Don't join the payroll. All right. This is your warning. I'm talking to you. And it's hurt dating. Like I mentioned earlier, back then, the beautiful girl in Iowa City, she used to either marry or date the star football player on the team or the owner of the restaurant or the business. Nowadays, not only do you have to compete with every guy in Iowa City, but you have to compete with every guy in Iowa and every guy in America, thanks to Instagram. And DM, she could be flown out to Las Vegas and spend the night at the strip. Tough luck. So it's really hurt dating, and it's made it harder for guys to take that step and go out and actually approach a woman. What I've learned is that the real dogs are the ones that have the confidence to approach a woman, tell them, hey, I am attracted to you. This is what I'm here for. I'd like to get to know you more. All right. But social media has kind of hurt that. So if you find yourself in that pattern, stop it. All right. And we see all these people flexing Lamborghinis and going to these beautiful trips and getting a new house, getting engaged, getting a kid. And it's easy to say, what about me? Wait, we grew up in the same hometown together. That doesn't make, we graduated the same year together. How is he so far along than I am? And you have to understand, people have their highlight reels online. You can't compare someone's highlight reels to your behind the scenes. That's not fair. You don't know if they were inherited that stuff. You don't know if they're in a ton of debt. They got a new car, but a $750,000 car payment for 90 months. You don't know if their house broke and 80% of their income is going to paying the mortgage and all the debt. You don't know if it's fake or stolen or someone else's stuff. So don't feel like, man, these people seem so far along, because again, social media is not real. Understand that. Not everything you see online is what it is. It's not seen as face value. So have more self-worth. Know that you're still on your grind. You're still on your journey. Don't care what other people are doing or what this influencer doing or is what this influencer is doing, because that's none of your business. Some people are focused so much on other people's lives, whether it's Logan Paul, KSI, the Nelk Boys, Alex Cooper, but they're not focused on what's going on in their lives. They're neglecting the important things, their dreams, their goals, to scroll in and tune in on what someone else is doing. That's lame. That's what the pups do. Dogs take control of their lives. They know, hey, I don't have to post everything online, but when I do post, it's with a purpose. It's not, hey, social media is not real. I will look on and know that's not what it is. But people really take social media to heart, and it makes them depressed. It makes them feel like they're left behind. It gives you a sense of FOMO. Don't do it. Stay away from it. If you feel like it's an issue, use it as a tool like it's meant to be. But if you feel yourself getting dragged to it, then this is your moment to step away from it, straight up. And one other thing, I repeat, do not wake up in the morning and scroll on Instagram first thing, scroll on TikTok. It's going to mess up your dopamine levels. Your dopamine's baseline when you wake up. So when you go to an attention thing like Instagram, scrolling, your attention span gets smaller, all right? It gives you the same fix as if you're hitting the slot machine at the casinos, and it raises your baseline dopamine right away. So things that aren't as fun, like going to the gym, working on your business, they don't give you that same kick, that same, spike as dopamine from Instagram or social media. So please do not get on social media the first thing in the morning. It's hurting your mental health, straight up. If you're on social media and you get wrapped up in drama and gossip, stop it. Unfollow them, delete that. You don't want any of that trash around you. You don't want to be the one tearing people down on social media, because those are real people, all right? I don't care how well your Twitter fingers work. Stop it. Someone else is on the other side of that screen. And we know what cyberbullying does to people. We know they carry that long-term trauma with them. So don't be affected by what people say on social media, and don't put out negative things to other people on social media, because you don't know who you're hurting. You don't know what they're taking to heart if it's their last straw. So social media is one thing that is destroying your mental health. The next thing that's messing up your mental health are ants. Not the small little ants you see at the picnic, but it's an acronym that stands for any negative thoughts. And this is all designed, all these tricks I have coming up later in the episode are designed to kill ants. I had a brother at my fraternity who wanted to take my room. I was present at one point. I got to leave. I got to do my 5th year. So I ended up finding a place with some of my best friends in downtown Des Moines, and my room was open. He went ahead. He asked me, hey, can I have the room, Enrique? I said, go ahead. It's biggest room in the house. Let's steal. First weekend of school, we have a big party. Everyone comes back. We'll have a little reunion. We get hydrated, a little dancing, a little food trucks, good time. Someone taps me on the shoulder, says, "Hey, Enrique, aren't you part of XYZ fraternity?" I'm like, "Yes." He says, "Everyone's at the chapel." And I go to the chapel. Everyone's distraught. Our house chef's crying in tears. And I find out that our fraternity brother took his own life in that room the first weekend of school. And I was always curious because I was like, man, why was this guy, he was one of our CAs or RAs, depending on what college you go to. And he was kind of being a hard ass. And he was really strict on the house and was becoming a narc. And then it turns out that he got out of a relationship that was hard on him. The supervisor that was the CA that oversaw all the CAs, he was kind of a dictator. So like that brought a lot of stress and work and stuff. And it was too much for him. He could not debate and battle those thoughts in his brain. Even though he had brothers in the house that he looked up to, he hung out with, they found him. And it really shows what negative thoughts can do to a person. Another celebrity, Robin Williams. He's the voice of Aladdin, Oscar-winning performance for Good Will Hunting. Comedian, funny guy, but ended up taking his own life and leaving his 3 kids and wife behind. So it shows that even celebrities, the people who make everybody laugh, are still struggling. It doesn't matter what you say to other people, but if you say the worst things to yourself, then it might be enough to take your own lives. We are our own biggest critic. It doesn't matter what anyone else says, but the things we tell ourselves 24/7, we sleep with our thoughts. We live with our emotions. So you have to be careful about those ants, any negative thoughts that are creeping in your brain. My 2 cents, get rid of negative people. There's a homegirl I used to talk to, and she was saying that a doctor wanted to get her on medication. I said, "Okay, tell me more." And she says, "Well, my home situation's like this, and my mom says this about me, and my sister says this about me, and my other sister took my ex-boyfriend, and da-da-da-da." I was like, well, I don't think these depressing thoughts are like internal. I think it's being influenced by your external environment. So if you can, get rid of any negative people who might be putting these ants in your circle, in your area, because we don't want those around. You don't deserve those around. So get rid of those people, take back your mental health. And I will say this, it's okay to have a negative thought come into your brain. We're all human, all right? Nothing's perfect. You're not going to always be happy-go-lucky, rainbow sunshine, all right? But the thing is when you let that bad negative thought, those ants, stay around for way too long. Now they're taking their shoes off, okay? Going using your toothbrush, opening up your fridge, and then they're living rent-free in your brain, all right? You don't have to do that. These negative thoughts, these ants, are what is destroying your mental health. So we're going to have some things at the end of this episode that will help you take it back and kill all these ants. The next thing, screwing up your mental health, is trauma, all right? Let's start with family trauma. Maybe you grew up in an immigrant household where you were never enough. Anything you did was not good enough for mom and dad. A- was still a disappointment, made you a perfectionist, all right? It poured into other aspects of your life. Maybe you caught dad cheating on mom and he told you not to tell. So it was your guys' little secret. And now you have commitment issues for future women down the road. You cheat on women now, and bad negative things that you got from a family member. Or maybe dad left and you seek validation and acceptance from any other man that comes in your life, even the ones that treat you poorly. Understand that these generational curses can mess up and influence your health and make you have poor mental health overall, but it stops with you. I want to make sure that all the dogs have the tools to make sure that stops right there. It does not get passed on to future generations. Then we have high school, college trauma. Maybe that person bagged on you a little too hard at recess or at the lunch counter. Anybody who's been around the black lunch table, it's funny as hell, but they do not hold back, all right? I've been the victim of some bullying in the past, and there's some things that can really linger on. There's adults that still hold on to something that a kid said to him in middle school. or a video that was passed around in college. People still live and take that stuff with them, believe it or not. I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna homeschool my kids. I don't trust these public schools anymore. They do more harm than good these days. And stop. We've all seen Mean Girls, all right? We know how it works. You will do whatever you need to do to fit in, whether it's take a sip of alcohol, take these drugs, hook up with that person, and it creates a negative connotation of, oh, I need to do this to be accepted. Even if you don't feel like doing it, that's stuff that could be hurting your mental health right there. And then dating traumas. The guy who's in the relationship, she talks down at him. She does not validate him, doesn't make him feel seen, doesn't make him feel like the hero at all. But he sticks around, even though she's talking to other girls, because I don't know if maybe she is right. I don't know if I can get another girl like her again. Or he verbally, mentally, physically, sexually assaults you. But you've been together for 5 years. You don't know anything else. He says no one else is going to love me the way he loves me. All these negative things put on by a partner is a reason why you have poor mental health. The reason why it's hard for you to move on to a new relationship or get out of the cycle of bad guys. There's a girl I used to talk to, and things were progressing, to say the least. And she says, no, I would do XYZ, but I just have a bad experience with my last guy. And I'll say this, I'll never push or pressure someone to do something they don't want to do. But understand, you can't blame me for the past dude's mistakes. That's not fair to me. Again, if you chose right, then don't expect the bad things to happen again. But if you do find yourself going through the same trauma with the third, fourth guy or girl, okay, something's wrong with you. You're just bad at choosing people. But if you found a good person who gave you no reason to not trust them, gave you zero reason to be scared, you feel safe around them, they treat you better than all the other guys combined, then there's no reason to bring that past trauma into your current relationship. And this is things that will mess your mental health up, their mental health up, and everyone's mental health up overall, all right? And I'll say this, listen up when I say this. Anybody who physically, sexually, or verbally assaults somebody needs the most help. Definitely did not have a role model guiding them in the way. Maybe they had some bad people in their ear. Those are the people who need the most mental health help, okay? Because what makes it doesn't make any sense to hurt someone else when you have the option to not hurt someone else. Hurt people. If I have the option to make you feel good or make you feel bad, why would I go out of my way to make you feel bad? There's actually something wrong with you if you spew those traumas on somebody else. So if you see someone that does any of that stuff, one, speak up, and then two, understand that that person's going through some stuff. I don't know what their childhood's like. I'll show them a little bit of grace sometimes, but it has to be snipped in the butt. It has to be addressed, because if it doesn't stop with you, it's going to continue with somebody else. My pastor told a story about how he was driving home. He got a new place, all right? And driving home after work, he hit his little garage opener thing, but when it opened, he did it again, and when it opened, he did it again, and when it opened, just for him to realize that he was back at his old house and that the new place was 2 miles down the road. So I say all that because some people have new lives. They have traumas that happened in the past. They have a new identity. They've done some healing, but they still go back to that old house. You do not live there anymore. Stop going back there. That was the old you. Today is the new you. And you can't change anything that happened in the past, but you could honestly control what's going on right now in the present so you have a better future ahead. So traumas can hurt your mental health, especially if you don't take care of them. And then the last thing that's messing up your mental health is just poor physical health. Where should we start? Where should we start with this? Your body is a temple. Have you heard that before? So I'm gonna name some stuff. Rate where you lie on a scale from 1 to 10. Sleep. 1 being terrible, 10 being fantastic. Are you getting 7 to 9 hours? I know it depends on the person. Maybe you could go off 6. Rate your sleep right now, all right? Okay, you have the number in your head. And I'm talking about like go to bed, wake up, and you feel rejuvenated. you don't feel like you need more sleep. If it's not good, you got to focus on that. Maybe you're staying up all night on Instagram and you go to bed at 2 a.m. and you get all this blue light in your face. That's terrible for your mental health. Your brain needs time to relax. Your brain's on all the time. So sleeping is the only time your brain and your body gets to rejuvenate, clean itself, chill, relax, or else it gets overheated like a computer or a laptop. So sleep's so important. And if you neglect getting proper sleep, that's what's messing up your mental health. On a scale of 1 to 10, rate your nutrition. Are you eating anything green? Do you eat out every single day? And hey, Chick-fil-A, I know it's a nice Christian company. You don't know what oils they're cooking the chicken in or the French fries in. Same thing for Chipotle. Love Chipotle, but you don't really know what they're putting what they're putting in that stuff. I worked at Wendy's and McDonald's. Don't eat it every day, especially McDonald's. What I know as a clinical health science major is that your gut is the second brain. What you put in it creates all sorts of good bacteria or bad bacteria that can affect your immune system and overall affect your mental health. So don't eat junk food all day. Don't eat greasy stuff because it tastes good in the moment but feels terrible in the long run. So I will also say rate your water intake on a scale of 1 to 10. Do you own a water bottle? Do you carry a water bottle with you all day? Do you drink more pop than water? Do you drink more beer than water in a day? So drinking water is so important because it flushes out all the bad stuff. Again, cleans the brain too. And not drinking enough water makes you fatigue, makes you slower, dehydrated, obviously. And that's stuff that could fog up your mental health right there. I had a homegirl in college say, Enrique, man, can I ask you something? My mental health has not been on it. Something's wrong. Something's up. I said, oh, dang, okay. Tell me a little bit about what you do yesterday. This girl, guys, this girl spent the afternoon listening to true crime podcast, then watched CSI and all these horror movies in the evening, then scrolls on TikTok and social media till 2 a.m., and then wakes up, hits her dab pen or hits her Nick stick, hits her Juul, and then grabs the iced coffee. Obviously, your mental health is going to be bad, straight up. So if you're not cognizant of these things that you're doing, then you're going to be roped in and it's going to make you more confused. I know a lot of people want to improve their mental health. They just don't know where to start. So start with the social media. Start with the past and current traumas. All right. Start with your food intake, what you put in your body, and start with those negative thoughts because those are janking up your mental health straight up. All right. So now that we've talked about all the crazy stuff that's messing up your mental health, let's get into the good stuff. Let's get into what are we going to do about it? So I provided a couple dog tricks that are going to help you take back control of this little thing in your brain. All right. So let's get after it. Let's first start off with one of my favorites. Meditation. Okay, guys, I get it. It's hard to meditate because I can't stay focused. That's the reason you gotta meditate. It's like someone saying, I would work out, but I have no energy. Come on, guys. Come on. Do what you gotta do because I know a little bit of meditation, 5-10 minutes, is going to do so much to your mental health overall, especially if mental health is something that drags you down all day. And if you don't have 5 to 10 minutes for your mental health to meditate, that's a whole different episode right there. All right. If you don't have 5 to 10 minutes in your day to yourself, that is an issue. All right. And I talk about starting small. Okay. Starting small is better than not starting at all. So I always say 5 minutes, even 2 minutes. Something I learned in Atomic Habits, James Clear. If you're going to start a new habit, do it for 2 minutes because starting is better than not starting at all. And maybe you'll like it. Maybe you'll do it for 5 minutes. Maybe you'll do it for 10 minutes. Again, it's all designed to take back control of your brain. People can influence your thoughts, but they cannot control your thoughts and your mind, all right? And I love meditation because it keeps you grounded, all right? I think that we are all a couple of deep breaths away, just even one deep breath away from changing your life completely, all right? Ooh, I love a good deep breath. Sometimes I forget to breathe. Like I need to breathe deeper, but I do Wim Hof breaths. I also recommend the box breathing. Inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4. Do that for 5 minutes. You're going to see significant changes in your mood, in your behaviors, in your calmness, your concentration levels. It's going to do so much for you because, guys, I will say meditation could have saved Billy from saying that crazy thing to his girlfriend that he can't take back, and that's affected the relationship forever. Or it affect another person, another pup who said something to their coworker or bad about their boss. Now they have no job. Or it prevented you from taking a second, taking a deep breath, but instead you reacted and you punched him in the face. And now you are charged with assault, or you ruined a relationship. Or worse, you got your butt beat in front of everybody, or it's on camera and your face is messed up. All could have been solved by just taking a deep breath. And I love meditation because it makes you learn how to calm down your thoughts. I've learned people aren't cool with their thoughts. They have to find something to take their attention away from what they're dealing with. So by staying dialed in with that breath, you actually get a chance to look at your thoughts and say, oh, this is a good thought, or it's an ant, and you get rid of it. Meditation has been found to lower the stress hormone cortisol. That's where you feel anxious and you feel really stressed out. It's designed to lower that, make you more calm, make you more relaxed. Meditation also enhances your cognitive functions. It makes you more attentive, more alert, helps with concentration. That way you don't have the squirrel brain. You're looking left and right and you're doing one thing, but this takes your attention off for a long time. Or you get on your phone and you don't realize that you just were on your phone, you just got off it. Meditation helps you stay calm, stay more alert, more grounded. And meditation helps you foster emotional resilience. All right. You're more tough in the mind. You're more tranquil. All right. Little things don't bother you. That person that opened their car door into your car door in the parking lot, you used to cuss them out. You used to spit on their car. We don't do that anymore. That's for the pups. Dogs stay nice and calm. Dogs take that deep breath. They de-escalate. All right. It gives them a second to think. It gives them a second to apologize if needed. It gives them a second, and most importantly, to step away when it doesn't serve them. Again, some people do some crazy ass stuff, even though that they have so much to lose. They don't have to be in that situation. I could get in this random guy's face at the bar, but if I turn around and go the other bar, I will never see him again. This is the last day I will see him. But if I get in a fight or do something, this can be an issue long term that could mess up my mental health and my record in the long run. I want you to understand that it could take 5 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to destroy it. And it all could be solved by just taking a deep breath. That's where meditation comes in. So you take back control of your mind and your mental. And the next dog trick is journaling. I'm a big fan of journaling. I have 5 different journals I've ran through in the past 5 years since 2019, and it helps put my thoughts that are juggling in my brain out on paper. I like journaling because it helps me thought dump and take all that stuff in my brain and put it out on paper. It brings a lot of clarity, and it actually helps me face my emotions when I say, man, I've been stressed out for a long time. I need to stop doing this. This isn't worth it. Or I keep writing about this person. Why do I keep this person around still? Like, it at least gives you that peace of mind and realize, oh, shoot, this is not what I want. What can I do to get rid of this? And in turn, that's going to help your mental health. Journaling is also a stress reliever. It helps you put those thoughts on paper. You can work out your emotions, and it can help you problem solve. All right. It can be it can be very therapeutic to write out your thoughts, and then you get on a roll and you keep writing, and you don't know what you're going to find at the end of the day. You don't know what breakthroughs or visions or dreams that come from just writing on a pen. Maybe you realize, shoot, I need to stop talking to that person. Or, you know, this is my chance. I've been talking about this for way too long. I'm going to take the step. I'm going to buy that course. I'm going to start that business. I'm going to start that podcast. All starts with putting it from mind down on paper and you visually looking at it. It'll help you take action and get you out of that comfort zone, helping your mental health. And journaling helps with self-reflection. You actually can go back and write down how you're doing at the end of the day and kind of track your progress. The one thing I love doing is going back to my first journal in 2019. The amount of growth I've had, the amount of things that I was so focused on, that felt like it was my entire world back then, that don't mean anything now, is resounding. But I would not realize that if I never had it documented in a journal. It's cool to see how much growth I've made in the long run. I have so much further to go, but I've come so far. So it showed that, one, I survived every bad moment that I've suffered through. All the bad seasons that I endured happened. But that's the nice thing about seasons. Seasons pass and breakthroughs happen. Transformation happens. New friend groups happens. Travel happens. Going to new cities. New breakthroughs come from when you realize that you've come so far. And that's why I love journaling. You go back and check it. I actually have a friend I went to college with, teammates. He lives in New York now. And his dad passed away from cancer. They found 25 years worth of journals that are all in Albanian that they decipher. And that's something cool that I would love to do for my kids. They could pass down and see how dope their dad was, all the things I was struggling with, and all the things I was able to achieve. Something that once was a dream, a pipe dream in 2020, is now coming to fruition in 2024. So journaling is huge because it helps with that self-reflection, and self-reflection really helps with your mental health because you realize what's for you and what's not for you. The next dog trick, and this is for the dogs out there. Oof. This is one thing that I love because a lot of people hate it. Even when I say this, you're going to get a shiver. Cold showers or cold plunges. The thought of getting in a cold shower, cold water on them, it makes people shake, all right? But I love cold showers for so many reasons. First off, cold showers, cold plunges, they get your body's sympathetic nervous system going. It engages it. It makes you more alert, more clear, more wired. Once that water hits you, you're dialed. You're awake, all right? You ever want to wake up in the morning, take a cold shower. Just turn it on, all right? Let that cold shower hit you in the face, get in the neck, but you're going to wake up instantly. And this is going to send endorphins through the body, which that's the body's natural pain reliever, all right? It gives you more resilience, mental resilience. So when little things happen in life, you brush it off. You took a cold shower. That insult is not going to, that sneak diss is not going to bother you because the cold showers get you wired in, locked in. Ooh, just me saying cold showers gets me amped up. Cold showers help with the stress. They really battle and lower that cortisol, that thing that makes you stressed out, makes you anxious. So that way, less cortisol means less anxious. And when you spend less time worrying about things in the future, you're actually more focused on things in the present. All right. Nothing makes you more present than a cold shower, straight up. And it produces endorphins. Okay. The body's natural pain reliever and mood enhancer. Dopamine floods your body afterwards. So you actually feel good after a cold shower or cold plunge. And dopamine helps you feel accomplished. It's that reward center in your brain that makes you feel more accomplished. And you're ready to tackle the day after a cold shower. Again, it's not for everybody. I always say start small. Maybe start with a hot shower, end with a cold shower. But cold showers is one thing that will really switch up your morning routine and will show lasting benefits throughout your day, throughout your week, throughout your year. Guys, you already know the next dog trick. It's working out, getting in the gym, getting a nice pump in. Again, I just don't have enough energy. Guys, that's why you need to go to the gym. For my homies who are down bad mentally, I say get a very solid workout regimen. Because you say you've tried everything. Oh, I've done everything to help. Go to the gym every single day for an hour and tell me, go lift weights, go lift something heavy, all right? And tell me how you feel afterwards. Again, eating one salad is not gonna make you skinny. Lifting one bicep curl is not gonna give you biceps. But if you compound and do it every day, just like meditation, if you do it every single day, it's gonna make you feel better. You're going to start seeing results. Working out also gives you a ton of endorphins, the body's mood enhancer and stress reliever. So that way, when you're working out, you're putting some physical stress in, it helps you deal with the mental stress. And by working out, lifting something heavy, going to the gym, it promotes muscle growth, it promotes blood flow, which helps you feel more rejuvenated. It keeps the brain nice and sharp, nice and fresh, which enhances concentration, attentiveness, stress relieving, all that good. So if you're struggling to go to the gym, get an accountability buddy, someone who is also down bad. Grab another pup, go to the gym with them, keep each other accountable, and build that dog in you. Because going to the gym, I believe looking good and feeling good go hand in hand, the mind-body connection. And when you start pulling physical weight, physical stress, it helps you deal with that mental stress. For me, the gym is my therapy. I enjoy going. I like pushing myself to new limits. And I like seeing the delayed gratification. I like seeing all the work I put in translate to everyday life. People start noticing me. Women start complimenting me. I feel good. I have more energy. I am more limber, think my back doesn't hurt anymore. My knee doesn't hurt anymore. All these little things that used to happen, they used to slow me down. I don't have to worry about them because I feel good. I look good. And that in turn helps with my mental health. Ooh. And I gotta say this, guys, this next dog trick has helped me out tremendously and might not be for everyone now, but there's a reason why we get married and have our funerals at a church. Some of y'all need Jesus, straight up. Jesus is great for your mental health. And I'm a believer. There's a guy up there, and it's not for everybody. I know that. But I will say that there is a point in all our lives where we cannot take any more stress. Our bodies cannot go through anymore. Our mental, we are at our wits' end. And when you are down, I have found that Jesus is always there to lift you back up. And I get asked, Enrique, why are you such a strong believer in faith? And I have a couple reasons. And I've grown up in the church. I have my own great experiences here in Las Vegas with Church LV. But I've also found that, let's get a little scientific here. Newton's third law is for every action, there's an opposite and equal reaction. We just went through a ton of traumas, all right? There are people who are tied into child sex trafficking, all right? There are people whose reputations are getting spewed online. We have people who are going through physical, mental stress that makes no sense. We have these corporations who have just profits over people on their agenda, and they'll put things in the food, they'll put things in the water, they'll put all these different chemicals and painkillers, and they'll push all these pills on you. There is so much evil in the world. Don't even have to get into the music industry. We people talk about selling their souls. It's not a joke. I've been to LA. For all that evil out there, there has to be an opposite and equal reaction. There has to be a good beyond no comparison to be there and lift up that heavy burden for you. Philippians 4 verse 6 says, don't worry about anything. Instead, pray about everything. Tell God what you need and thank him for all he's done. Gratitude. I get to walk. I get to talk. I get to breathe. Some people didn't wake up today. Believe this or not, maybe you were driving home from work and you got home safely. You don't know if you're driving next to a drunk driver until it goes and affects your life. You don't know how many blessings you have around you. You don't know who is that blessing in your life. And these people are all here to help you. They're here to lift you up. And I believe Jesus is here to help our mental health because he takes that burden off of us. He gives us that peace. He gives us that comfort. And the last thing I'll say is I've seen people who've walked with Christ, and I've seen the lives of people who don't walk with Christ. I want those people's lives. That's what I want. They can, hey, best of luck. See you on Sunday. See you at Easter. But I know some of y'all straight up need Jesus. And there's a lot of church hurt out there. There's a lot of churches filled with imperfect humans, and I believe that. But don't stop because you've had one bad experience, all right? Go and try different places out. There's online services. Ask for recommendations. Even if you're in a small town, that's what live streams are for. There's a place to find your community, find your group, because we don't have to do this life thing alone. Again, when you get too tired and the mental stress is too much to bear, there's one person that can handle it. And you know what? I'm going to give you an extra dog trick. We've already covered 5 that are going to help out tremendously. Start today because your mental health has to improve. Like, you live with it. How much longer do you want to go with stress? How much longer do you want to go through with despair? And nothing changes if nothing changes. One thing, an extra trick for y'all, affirmations, all right? What you tell yourself is important. Your words are valuable. They can either build people up or tear people down. We have so many examples. Look at the people with the Twitter fingers, the social justice warriors, all these people who say all these negative things. It causes something in the physical. So not only what you say to other people affects them, but what you say to yourself is huge, all right? Probably why they call it spelling, right? You are casting an energy out, whether it's positive or negative. So I have 10 affirmations that I love. And you know what? I could share these affirmations on my Instagram and TikTok so that way you guys carry them with you. They're 10 statements I've been saying for the past 5 years that have really helped me become the person I am today. Because where focus goes, energy flows. If you're focused on negativity and BS, that's all that's going to be around you. But if you focus on positive things, you start moving ahead forward a lot faster, a lot clearer, a lot easier. So to recap, guys, your mental health probably sucks. It might be due to poor social media, seeing all these Instagram models or comparing yourself to everybody else. It could be those negative thoughts, those ants that keep crawling in your brain that you let live rent free, that have drove people to take their own lives. It could be past traumas and things that you've been going through, whether it was a relationship or trauma from high school, college, or dating, or a friendship, or family trauma. Or it could just be poor health, watching too much TV late at night, too much blue light in your eyes, not eating the right things, so your gut's tough and your gut's going through it, or you're not drinking enough water, getting the right things in your body. But then there are these things that are here to help you out. We got the meditation. We got the journaling. We got the affirmations. Some of y'all straight up need Jesus. Find a new church. Cold showers, cold water exposure. All these things are here to help you out. Again, Dog Days is designed to give you the tools to stay dialed in mentally, physically, and spiritually. If you're not satisfied with where you are in life, I can't change that for you. I'm just here to drop the tidbits and the facts that have helped me out, have helped my mentors out, helped some of these successful people I know in my circle out. So if you enjoyed the episode, if there's something in here that you liked, follow us on Instagram, Dog Days Podcast. Follow us on TikTok, follow us on YouTube, and comment what's worked for you. Comment anything that you recommend people trying. Share your story. I would love to share that in the next episode. And understand that when people see you get out of your cave, it gives them courage to get out of their own caves. Nothing changes if nothing changes. And if you hear something that can help you out or help a friend, share if you care. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time. Peace.